Well, the YouTube table site here, and if you ask, you shall receive. Went immediately into this No Town Reservoir. It is a reservoir. It does say pond on Google Maps, but it's a definite reservoir. Built in 1933. Fitchburg traded with Leominster or something, some crazy story. But this is it. This is the whole thing. And could this woman have seen the article we are going to go over today? I'll tell you something that this did happen in, I want to say it happened in May 2012. I mean, that's when it was uploaded, published. It's been uploaded 2019, republished, but just the mere fact of this story, and we're in March, April, May, 2 months away, hey. But I'm still to look if there's anything else maybe that has happened since 1933. But I am definitely going to look into that. But hey, here it is. Man loses his life in No Town Reservoir. 4 rescued. And one thing before I go on with this story, I was talking about, hey, there could have been a dead body there, whatever, That many cops, that many authorities, that many ambulance, that many fire trucks, that kind of search. Yeah, I thought it was a dead body. But guess what? It wasn't. And, of course, you ain't going to get the news until the news is fully complete. And I knew I wasn't going to get anything, so I assumed there was a dead body. But next to the dead body is, the next thing, best of, and comes this story. But all in all, when I did mention before I even looked and even read of the other story and this story, and if you can go back, I was long gone before this search ended by 2:30, I believe, and I was there at like 1:45. I think I stopped recording at maybe 1:39 or 1:45. But I mentioned a canoe. Only because I mentioned a dead body and someone murdering him. That place, I'll tell you right now, is a perfect place, I would say, to commit a murder. Because these 4 men, as you're going to read, oh man, this story comes out with some details of how a murder could happen in the reservoir. But unfortunately, it was not a murder, and it was a sighting. And just as I said in my YouTube short, is this got to do with ghosts? Well, sure and hell enough, it probably wouldn't do. And does. It does. It has to. There's no damn getting around it. So, here we have it. We have a lone victim in a boating outing. And for some apparent reason, I took a short break for that announcement. And the announcement was that I slipped and fell and broke my spleen. In all seriousness, here we are, back, as you can see. A man boating gone wrong. Canoe accident. Capsized. The canoe carrying 5 people. Now, if anybody knows if it's a type of canoe that is old, them old sucking canoes, those old suckers can hold 5 people. If it was a newer one, I don't know, but for whatever reason, this thing capsized is a mystery. It still says ongoing and how this guy died, but they don't know, and I guess I don't think there was any updates. I still got to look into this and to see if there was any. I'm sure back in 1933, man, there was an article I found that a man died at what was it, at the Cog Shell Park making that. I mean, anybody who's making a reservoir, I'm sure there could have been a lot of deaths there. But once it was built or whatever, being built for in the Depression, one can imagine what they did back then as boating or fishing or canoeing them own selves. But just to see this article and cause and manner of the Perez death is still under investigation, I just want to go down and show you is right. Boats of any kind are not allowed. There's no fishing allowed in here either. They don't know why the 5 individuals were out there. And of course, like I said, who knows what they told the cops. About 1:50 a.m. Here they are out there, probably headed out there at least 1 a.m. in the morning. Whatever they're doing, they said they don't know how long they were out in the reservoir. But once again, you don't know what that reservoir was built over. Sacred land, maybe. Cursed land, which I think all of Leominster State Forest is cursed. That's probably why no town did not make it as a town. Means, and one thing that gets me in this article, and I want to, because of the location, the surviving victims had to be shuttled to the opposite side of the reservoir before they could be transported to the hospital. So this reservoir is a very tricky reservoir. I did mention in the video today, though, that there are hunters that can walk out there, I believe. I don't know how far out they can go along the reservoir, but I do know, I do see a lot of hunters in that area. Of course, the reservoir probably attracts a lot of deers and moose or whatnot, but it is, but how this isolated area, and who knows what made them. I mean, like I said, I still got to do a lot of more investigation on this, including of why they were out there. Who knows if they ever even said why they were out there, let alone they were probably just saying, oh, we're just going to take the canoe out and, have some fun. But who knows? What did they maybe see out there? Or let alone what was under them to make the capsize boat, even though it is a made-man reservoir. But this, as it says, this isolated area was hard to get there, and they must have been near this area, and when it capsized, swam to that side. The other guy who made it to the highway obviously swam off. Who knows how he made it? But as you can see, where they were isolated, it was hard to get there. We had to send people in their rescue suits. We took out of the water. We were where we were. There was no way we could walk them or carry them back to safety quickly. They launched 2 boats. I don't get this, but they launched 2 boats from Palmer side. And if you're looking at the river, in the Leominster, which is the western edge of the reservoir, and shuttle them across the reservoir. I don't know if they came back to this Palmer Road. But whatever's on that other side or how far back it goes is the question. And if they had to bring them back to Palmer Road, obviously, right, because that's the only place an ambulance could park without causing any type of accident on the highway, especially being out there at 2:45 a.m. All the people were saved except for the one. It's an awful isolated area, and it was hard to get there, and but it goes on to say, this is the mayor, I guess, of, Mazzarella. If everybody don't know him, he's been in for quite a few terms. And it goes on to say, there's some history behind it. It was just a bad decision. I mean, here, as you can see, I believe it was built during the Depression. I did see something that said it was built in 1933. The DPW or something, when it brings up, it shows they had a video. It's an hour-long video, maybe showing, I think they had a picture of the construction of it. But history, of course, could just imagine what lays beyond that reservoir before it was filled in with water. There could have been murders. There could have been bodies put there. The imagination can run wild of why things happen at this reservoir. But it doesn't go on to say, what else of history is there. That's why I want to look this up. But, at first, I don't know what he was saying. I thought a plane crashed or something. Thinking a friggin' bunch of fire trucks or ambulance or whatever was there at the time, all the lights going. But you got 5 individuals that wanted to take a canoe boat ride. It is just very bizarre, and I don't know what if there's, like I said, I got to look up for any details that they said why they were in the water. Or maybe they saw something and they didn't want to say nothing because they didn't want people to think they're freaking crazy. Let alone charged with friggin' murder, thinking, who knows? Because, they brought him out there, and, they murdered him. But it was a whole accident. But I don't know, many of the trees from October's storm fell over there. They haven't been cleared from the area, so it is a crazy thing to think why 5 men would want to take a canoe in the middle of the night and just head out on the, whatever little journey adventure they were thinking of doing. But could this woman have saw this man? Could this woman have saw this man today? That's the whole point of this story. She said she saw it. I thought she said, I thought it was she saw him go under, but the woman said she saw him swimming off the shore. This is what the woman said. She saw the friggin' boat capsize, the canoe capsize, and she said she saw a man swimming off the shore. He searched everywhere for 2 frickin' hours and found nobody and nothing and no sight. Now, if there was a man out there and, once again, for whatever reason, and all right, his boat, something, capsized his boat. What is out there doing this is the question. Already 5 men right here. Boat capsized. For what? Then she sees it, but they come out to search. What in the world can anybody be wanting to do, or, besides pollute the friggin' water, right? But she claims she saw the man swimming off the shore. So, that is insane. But not insane in a, put her in the asylum. This is just insane that something is wanting to be seen. And whatever's in that reservoir, boy, it must be a good electromagnetic field in that friggin' reservoir. Of course, they must, the piping down there or something, or just something that it might have been built over that was never known. There's a lot of them portholes I speak of. It could be freaking something possibly there, This is something that could have been built on sacred land, cursed. But the imagination can run wild, and I'm always going towards that ghost side. And I believe that woman saw this guy today, and that's freaking right. Something wanted to be seen and noticed. But I got a lot of research I want to do on this. Hopefully, I'll find something. Especially if I can find out about, the 1930s and when this reservoir of what it... I'm going to go and check out that video. It's an hour long, but see what comes out of that. I mean, it could be possibly haunted because of the simple fact that the town that was built throughout this area, and just like the Wachusett Reservoir in West Boylston, the out in Western Mass, that reservoir, all cities and towns, or local towns, tore down. People had families there, cemeteries there, lives there, and they all tore them down just to make these reservoirs. What could have been there? Someone floating around and pissed that spirit off. That's right, folks. That's right. Anything could be possible in the supernatural world. But I think this woman definitely seen something out there, and it friggin' wanted to be known. That's frickin' awesome. But I just wanted to share this story. More to come on this. Gotta check out. Like I say, I did some videos out there, but I haven't yet tried to find that highway to hell. Go on. Damn it, excuse me. If you go on Google Maps and look in the Leominster State Forest, just off, if you say you're looking at that reservoir, you will see the reservoir and you'll see how it lines up with the Leominster State Forest. So, I mean, if you're looking at Google Maps, you're looking at the Leominster State Forest, and if you type in the reservoir, you would be going, say, to your right. You focus on going right, looking for the forest. And I think you should see a road out there saying highway to hell. Why it was made or why they even labeled it like that. And it does say it on their map before you walk in the woods. So, whatever reason they made that road that name, I mean, it makes you want to break out history books, is right. And this is something I have a passion for, to find out if, ands, and buts in the past and see what really happened. So, if anybody's interested in searching on their own, check it out. I recommend it. But whatever that woman saw today, boy, I'm glad I was there to at least, catch a glimpse of it. That was nuts. Here I am thinking I'm going to get a friggin' dead body or something, but it wasn't. It was just a sighting, and that's even just as good. I mean, God forbid if anybody loses their life or someone losing their family member there, but the ghost part, oh man, I'm there. I am there. This is a big, epic moment for the spiritual world. Until the next video, folks, be safe, take care, and always believe. This should make you non-believers to stop believing, shouldn't it? That's right, folks. Believe.